speaking of events, we challenged Team 2K TV to win a game in every event in Season 6 and finish the season with a positive record. So we've got the team here. Tell me, how did we do?
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. Welcome to the NBA Rising Stars Challenge, a game that has become such a special part of all-star festivities.
And that's really because it all...
Greatest and certainly the most fun pickup game these players will ever play in.
And USA with some changes. Stewart's checked in for Wiseman. And it's Mr. Clutch in for Anthony. And we've got some exciting information about MP. The news is out. Greg, he will be in this year's dunk contest.
How fun will that be? MP has some serious hops. A chance to show them off during All-Star Weekend under the brightest lights. And it's just something about the Rising Stars Challenge. It gives each of these young players a chance to really do something special on a national stage, maybe for the first time in their professional career.
So Team World's 5 right now. They've got Wagner, and it's Giddey in at the point.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Makes it 2 points there for Mr. Clutch.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
You brought the big stage these young guys are on tonight. For so many of the fans, Greg, who are still, just getting familiar with these players, it really is a great welcome to the NBA moment.
It really is a showcase. And for each player, whether they have great moments or not, just being chosen to participate is a huge honor. And it says a lot about where they stand amongst their peers. Are you serious? Between the legs in a real game? That has the makings of a legendary dunk.
Oh, agreed. Forget about the plays of the week. That one will be one of the plays of the year.
Hey, I've got to bring some sanity back to this thing now. You know the coach would have been salty if he'd have missed that thing.
And guys, since this game started back in '94, this has been a perfect warm-up for the All-Star game. I mean, it has all the fun and excitement of the big game with the added element of introducing some of the great young stars to the league's fans.
Well, Greg, we just saw it. MP is going to be making a trip to the All-Star weekend as he's playing in the Rising Stars Challenge.
And what an opportunity for him to show the world what he's got, playing alongside the premier young talent of the NBA.
Giddey, the pass to Şengün. Over Edwards. Misses off the left iron. This really has become one of the signature events of All-Star Weekend. I know you love it, Greg. It gets everyone into the mood for all the festivities that are soon to come.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's such a great way for these young players to show off some of the fancy moves that they wouldn't even dare to attempt in a regular season game.
Şengün, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. Both teams will make substitutions, and he's got his first chance at the line here. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Mr. Clutch. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Mr. Clutch has got 10 points.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Here's Primo. Azubuike the pass to Primo. And the three ball is good.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
USA leading by 7. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Going inside. No good from Mr. Clutch.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
For USA, they've been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Team World trails by 10. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Team World shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he knocks down the first one.
For Team World, Josh Primo.
Both shots good from the stripe. Now USA with it. Driving inside. No good from Mr. Clutch.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Chris Duarte.
No good on that.
2 shots.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena.
Completely new group for USA.
Team World.
A little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
They've got Mobley. Cunningham is out there with Mr. Clutch. Then there's James Wiseman. And it's Edwards in at the 3. And for Team World, they've got Achua. And it's Campazzo in at the 1 spot.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
Now, here's Wagner. Tight defense on him. Six to shoot. Turnaround Jay. Misses off the right iron.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
We've got Mr. Clutch. Edwards is out there with Mobley.
Team foul.
And it's Cunningham. And it's Wiseman in at the 5. Home in the paint. Outside Edwards. Pulls up on the wing. No good from Mr. Clutch. Team World trails by 13. So Team World's 5 right now. They've got Wagner. And it's Pa Kusevsky in at the power forward. Now, here's Wagner. He's tightly guarded. 3-pointer. Here's Achua. And it's blocked. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. Plays it up and banks it in. Mr. Clutch has got 15. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for USA?
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity. On the defensive side.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
The shot's good. 17 points in the game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Giddey.
And now they've chosen the full court man-to-man.
Yep, going with the most grueling kind of defense possible. They're looking to make something happen here. And, you know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
Campazzo, the pass to Giddey. Six on the shot clock. To the inside. Here's Achua. Happy to see that one go in for a second make in 5 attempts.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Yep, that one goes in there.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And now the first timeout called here for Team World.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And it's Team World with the ball. Trailing by 17. And Wiseman sends it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Team World trails by 19. Here's Giddey. Inside. Here's Duarte. Got a piece of it. 1:11 left now here on the second. He takes it in. Hits. Count that one for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 23.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Team World making a change here. They've been looking at a source in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Here's Wagner. Drops in the tray. Wagner's got 6 here in this quarter.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Here's Mr. Clutch. From down in the low post, it goes. 27 points for him.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead. And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Stewart checked in for USA. And a change for Team World. Dex checked in. Here's Mr. Clutch.
I tell you what, a lot of shimmying and rim rattling going on in this one tonight, guys.
These guys are spending more time in the air than they are on the ground, that's for sure.
Poke loose. Duarte passes to Giddey. Right wing. There's the 3. And that shot was up and but doesn't go in. And it's USA holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Right back at... Welcome back to this showcase of the amazing young talent.
Substitution
here for Team World.
Substitution on
and
the
taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for USA.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
USA leading by 21. We've got Isaiah Stewart, Mr. Clutch out there with Jayshawn Tate. And it's Vassell in a 2-guard. Driving to the basket. No good from Mr. Clutch. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line.
At the line for Team World.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
At the line for 2.
First free throw is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
So Team World's 5 right now. And it's Duarte in at the shooting guard. Here's Mr. Clutch. Stewart trying to get open. A shot's good for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 31.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number one has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Man, have they been effective at shooting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Here's Primo. He's got 11. And the pass to Arte. Great D that time from Mr. Clutch. Arte has gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Mr. Clutch. Here's Stewart. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Stewart's got his first points of the night.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Over to the left wing. Primo. The pass to Şengün. Here's Primo. Down low. 5 to shoot. Oh!
My goodness.
Assistant.
Yeah, I have to say the decibel level just rose about 300% in here.
Certainly sounds like it. I mean, there's nothing these fans love to see more than highlight reel dunks, and that one certainly qualifies.
Awesome rewind courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Duarte, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Pulls it up. No good from Mr. Clutch. Pass to Duarte. And there it is for him. Duarte's got 10 points in the game.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
1:03 left in the third quarter. No good from Mr. Clutch. Drives to the hoop. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down, hard, and simple.
35 seconds left to play in the third. The shot by Deck, no good. USA leading by 20. Here's Mr. Clutch, and he banks in the layup. Mr. Clutch has got 38 points.
Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
23 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Primo. 11 points in the game. As Duarte puts up a 3. And no good. And it's USA holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. And we'll be back with you shortly. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And we're glad to have you along as we resume the action at the Rising Stars Challenge. Some great careers in store for these young men.
And what a showcase this game has been for the league's best and brightest young stars.
And, you know, one of my favorite things is seeing the camaraderie between the players. I mean, both of these teams really enjoying playing together and against each other.
Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for USA, Isaiah Stewart out there with Mobley. And it's Mr. Clutch. Then there's Jae'Sean Tate. And it's Vassell in at the shooting guard position. Dak passes to Giddey.
There's a little physicality right there, actually playing some tough D out there.
Into the lineup for Team World.
.156 left in the fourth. And Clark, the NBA is supporting those players who use...
Oh, and the crowd goes crazy after seeing that finish.
Yep, a throwdown appropriate for the occasion. That's how to get these fans revved up and excited.
1:39 left to play in the final quarter. No good. Shot missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
17-foot shot on the way. That one off the back iron and out. Passes it to Primo. Here's Duarte, guarded by Stewart. Duarte passes to Şengün. And he gets the whistle.
Foul.
2 free throws coming up.
Jeremiah Robinson Earl. First personal foul. Team is in the penalty. At the line for Team World, Alperen Şengün. Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for Cunningham. He's checked in for Edwards. And a change for Team World. As Azubuike's checked in, he hits both from the stripe. So it's USA now.
Right here.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And the dunk to finish it off. Ah, beauty.
Through the legs, you can see the flash bulb popping on that one.
And that's stuff that's usually reserved for All-Star Weekend.
Well, I tell you what, you can't have no shame in your game if you're going to try one like that.
Campazzo, the pass to Azubuike. And the shot goes in.
This game is serving as kind of a coming out party, if you will. A lot of fans haven't seen him that often during the regular season.
And that's one of the neat things about the Rising Stars Challenge. It's a way for some talented young players to get their first taste of the national spotlight.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. He could have done it much earlier, before the game was out of reach.
Yeah, and right when you thought that shot was leaving his hands, he reinvents it.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. There's the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Off the inbound. And there it is again. Nice make there for Mr. Clutch. Mr. Clutch has got 50 points. $16 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Campazzo, and he drives in, and it's blocked. They retain possession. This one for 3 gets the three-pointer to fall.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Well, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
So USA wins it.
Can't say enough about how well all these young men competed here tonight. A great show for the fans and a clear picture of just how many talented up-and-comers we have here in the NBA.
Greg, no doubt there are some future greats among the players we saw here tonight, and we're pleased to have brought you all the action. So now for Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan saying good night, everyone.
We are joined live in studio today by MP.
You know what? I think that's fair criticism. I know I'm just now scratching the surface.
Well. We're getting pretty close to the...
duty.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, I hopped aboard the Concha Del Mar for some double XP wreck action, and this was quite the game. Down at halftime, and me and my teammate, LT9887, really started to click in the second half. With my power forward build, I can't really...
All-star action is on the menu tonight. This is... Here we go. What? I don't know. We just saw... No, I don't know. Look at that. It's like, oh my gosh, how did he do that? So it'll be Anthony Edwards here.
And now he's getting ready to launch. And
I'm anxious to see what he comes up with here. Oh, no, that was tough. Look at it. Like, dig the ball out. Watch. Look at that.
Yeah, he jumped over his head, took it from, and then went through his legs again.
Left hand grab and then a right hand throw down.
Right, exactly. Left hand through the...
So we'll see Mr. Clutch. And third on stage, making his first appearance. Let's see what he's got for us. All right, Clark.
Oh, my.
Oh, he took that line up, baby.
And then he switched hands, Kevin.
Look at that.
The extension.
He wound it with one and then went to the left. He had it in one, and he looked like he went through his legs on it.
That is nice. So we'll see John Morant. Last but not least, coming up fourth. He's seen the rest. Now let's see.
Bounces, and he's about rim level with his head there. But look at how high he gets up with no runway, Kevin.
Yeah.
Edwards got a little bit of an edge early on. Plenty of guns left for that to change. So it'll be Zion Williamson here.
Yeah, it's all one hand, though. It's the one-hand windmill. And he went left-hand with it.
I see a little bit more action right there.
And he's a right-handed guy, I think. He went left.
So it'll be Anthony Edwards here. Back to our second up. Let's see what he's got the second time around.
Now he's getting ready to launch. And
I'm anxious to see what he comes up with here. Good.
Like that.
Yeah, we've seen this.
Man, he just got major elevation. One bounce, catch it, go through the legs and throw it down over the head in kind of a sideways motion.
Oh, and kick that leg way up.
So we'll see Mr. Clutch. We'll see if he can step it up here on his second attempt.
I don't think he can afford to hold anything back, Kevin. He needs the...
Well, let's see what happens here. Not that time.
Yep.
So we'll...
Well, shout out to LT, but we weren't done yet. We had to get up early the next morning, and we headed to the city on Current Gen for the Chips Ahoy weekend event. And I'll tell you what, we took a bite out of the competition.
Oh, good one, good one.
Hey, yo.
The games were sweet, the action was intense and fast-paced, and really when the three of us get going, nobody's stopping us. We found each other in corner 3 situations.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final prepper. Well, it sure is. And the banners to prove it, David. Thank you. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. George and Zubats inside at the 4 and the 5. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's man in at the 2 spot. And for the Lakers, the 2 megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. At the 2 and the 3, it's Bradley and Green. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the point. And the kind of game fans love to watch, Greg. 2 offensive teams going head-to-head.
And the rules today favor offense, and that's why league-wide scoring continues to rise.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and then jammed down as he goes right over. He beats Zubac.
Fantastic vision. I mean, Bron always cognizant of everyone around him.
Bounce pass from Bledsoe. Here's Leonard. Great tee that time from Green. And it's Davis with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
In-game adjustments are critical. They did an awesome job taking what the defense gave them.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Green against Leonard. Bledsoe right side. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers keep it alive. Lets the three fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Bledsoe's got his second bucket of the night.
And even on his catch-and-shoot jumpers, Bledsoe has a nice touch. Doesn't seem to lose his feel at all.
The shot's good on the assist by George. Bledsoe's gone a perfect 2 of 2 from the arc. To the paint. Bradley dishes to Davis. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Embracing contact on the way up. I mean, Davis is terrific at keeping his composure on these challenging finishes.
Bledsoe looking around. The pass to Mann. Fires the three. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
James is effective at getting near the basket. Always look to dunking it home.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Leonard. And James pulls it down. Lakers trail by 3.
And there was a slight panic in L.A. when Kawhi opted out of his deal. It quickly went away as Kawhi signed a new one with the Clippers. The Clippers can build knowing Kawhi is in it for the long haul. Always nice to know you have a star that you can win with.
Here's Leonard. Following the basket by LeBron James. No good from Bledsoe.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
LeBron passes to Mr. Clutch. To the middle. Bradley against Zubac. Bradley can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Here's Mann. James covering. Zubac the pass to Leonard. And the dunk by Zubac.
And how about that find by Leonard to a wide open shooter? He's only getting better at seeing those gaps.
Now here's Davis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Clippers. George passes to Bledsoe. Chalk up 2 there. 10 points for Eric Bledsoe.
He's putting the hammer down. Dominant quarter for him, trying to push out that lead.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Zubac defending. Pass to Mr. Clutch. Into the lane. Lays it up off the glass. And it's 6 points for Mr. Clutch.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
The 10-footer. Sends it back.
Outstanding at using his wingspan to erase shots.
The shot's good for Mr. Clutch.
Don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
The Clippers trail. Bledsoe kicks to George. Leonard the pass to Bledsoe. 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. To the paint, stolen by Bledsoe. Pass to Zubac. Back to Bledsoe. Clippers moving the ball around. George trying to break free. Zubac, that's good. Zubac has got his second bucket tonight.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
Big good substitute. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Clippers.
The three-pointer has been a major weapon for them in early stages. I mean, they'd be smart to keep moving and working on the perimeter.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
At the 2 and the 3, it's Bradley and Green. The two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the point guard position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Jazz did some very solid work. He grabbed 24 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. Another fantastic showing in what has been a great stretch of basketball for him. Kevin, we'll see if he can keep it going tonight.
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, right. Now, I'm sure he wants to come out in attack mode. The other key for him is to continue to get to his spots on the floor.
Now, here is George. After the miss from Mr. Clutch. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Davis. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Bledsoe's checked in.
Eric Bledsoe.
The shot by George, wide open. It's good from long range. George has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
And down the road, Greg, which current player might make for the best coach?
Well, I'm always partial to the point guard. And if you're looking for leadership, man, Chris Paul, Mike Conley, those guys I think are destined to coach. I think LeBron would be a great one as well, but I got a sneaky suspicion he'd just rather own the team.
Clippers leading by 9. Inside. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Nice awareness from George. He just reads the D and makes a clever pass to an open teammate.
Oh! That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that pen. That's not what I was expecting.
Me either. I don't think anybody was. Even he didn't know what he was going to pull off on that one. Spectacular.
And that fired his guys up, no question. You love seeing that.
Leonard with no one around. Offline with his 3. Passes it to Mr. Clutch. Takes the 13-footer. Nice jump shot. Good. Mr. Clutch has got 14 points.
Oh, man, I love Davis's ability to read the floor. He's improving his ability to create for others.
Here's Leonard, and the layup is good. And the Clippers lead by 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Mr. Clutch, and it's sent back by Bledsoe.
It really ain't hot fire with those go-go gadget arms. Bledsoe right on top of that shot, making an impact at the defensive end.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Terrence Mann.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Clippers leading by 7. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
If you can be that much better on the glass, you're going to win the game.
Your Laker girls. Laker girls.
Green against George. And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And we all know what George brings offensively, but it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Lakers. And with Paul George in his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his... defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the defensive player of the year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight, and that one falls for Davis.
One of my favorite bigs in the entire NBA. When Anthony Davis is on the floor, it's appointment viewing only.
Leonard inside, guarded by Bradley. And the Clippers miss again. Lakers trail by 6. Here's Mr. Clutch. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. And the rejection by Bradley. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
And George, here we go.
Oh, you got to give it up for James. He's a rugged, tough-nosed defender. Thanks mainly to his size, his speed, strength, and IQ.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They lead by 4. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
The pass to LeBron. Here's Mr. Clutch. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. The Lakers have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board. 77% collectively.
Kendrick Nunn, he's checked in for Bradley. Hartenstein, he's checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Leonard. Clippers leading by 4. Pass to Hartenstein. Down low. Here's Bledsoe. And Davis sends it back. They get it back. Yep, it counts.
And they've been working hard on the offensive glass here in the second. And it's paying dividends. They're getting a lot of second chance points.
Offensive rebound. And Davis gets it to go.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
It's a close game here in Los Angeles. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, nowhere near at their best throughout the course of that game. A scrappy performance, but in the end, just not enough.
Yeah, but the fact they came so close, you got to admit it's impressive. I mean, most teams on an off night like that wouldn't have been anywhere near them.
And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
And this. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Clippers lead by 5. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. The stars of the team, Leonard and George, are the forwards. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Mann in at the 2. The Clippers have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for. Around 80% on the season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from George.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throw.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
His 4th turnover of the game. That's not a number to be proud of.
How about that mobile 1 block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
And George kicks to Bledsoe. Driving in. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Mr. Clutch. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
And 5 turnovers here. He set his team back on the offensive end.
Clippers leading by 9. Pass to Leonard. Back to Bledsoe. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And that's now 18 points for Eric Bledsoe.
A few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And that's going to be a turnover. They called for 8 seconds.
Yeah, 3rd turnover of the quarter, and he had that basketball more.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He is certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Bledsoe passes to Zubac. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
Leonard against LeBron. Leonard on the wing. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Here's Zubac. Basket counts. Zubac has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Even with the D giving him a lot of attention, he's still finding ways to light him up.
And the Lakers call time here. Greg, player movement is always a constant in the NBA, but with more players on the move every year, the power balance can shift in the blink of an eye.
And we've seen it with the Lakers, right? Just a few years ago. The Nets and a few others. Not everyone, though, loves it, but it sure keeps things interesting.
Bertans, he's checked in for the Clippers. Lakers trail by 15. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 20, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Mr. Clutch has got 22 points.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Clippers.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Bledsoe. Rebound the Lakers. James has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Davis, they kick it out to Green. Lakers working the ball around now. To the inside. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 11 points, and the basket from Bradley.
Well, brave in the paint, Bradley gets it done.
The Clippers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Mann, guarded by Bradley. The putback, it's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 13.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Lakers have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. And some changes here for the Lakers. Howard comes in for Davis. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Bradley. Clippers leading by 10. Passes to Bledsoe. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Just 5 on the clock. Shot from 12. Bledsoe can't get that one to drop.
The defense has done a good job of forcing him into tough shots.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Lakers have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts, and the first one drops. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubats. Both free throws good for Mr. Clutch.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
Clippers have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Banked in off the glass. Mr. Clutch has got 9 points here in the second half.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over. Here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
Rondo against Bledsoe. And no good. The try spell continuing for him.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him. The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
Anyone can tell they've ramped up the intensity. I mean, they're more assertive, especially at the offensive end.
Here's Mann. Third time's in the post. Working on James. Mann gets the bucket.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
On draft night 2011, the Spurs made one of the all-time great trades, acquiring the rights to Kawhi Leonard. From the Pacers for George Hill.
And don't forget, San Antonio also got the draft rights to Davis Bertans. Now, Bertans wouldn't play for the Spurs until 2016, but he's turned into one of the best shooting bigs in the game, finishing top 10 in three-point shooting a couple of times. Not bad for a 6'10" forward.
Down low, here's Mann. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 6 assists in the game. Timeout called the Lakers.
But where their goal was to limit their turnovers, I mean, they've wasted way too many possessions.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
You want to see how efficient the offense is running? A great stat to look at is points off assist, and they've gotten a ton of assists throughout this game.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game. And this, the second season of Anthony Davis's 5-year, $190 million extension. And he admitted that with his injury history, that long-term security was a consideration.
The two megastars are the big men, LeBron and Davis. At the 2 and the 3, it's Bradley and Green. And it's Mr. Clutch into the 1. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Takes it inside. Davis, the best, Mr. Clutch. Lets it fly from 18. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And AD's injury woes rearing their head last season as well, Greg. We saw it, missing a number of games.
Well, a big man with his athleticism, a lot of stress on the legs. LeBron's gotten him on the same nutrition and treatment regimen. Hopefully, that'll help.
With the drive. Yes, that goes in. And now that's 35 points for Mr. Clutch.
He has definitely shown up to play. He's done his part, really just trying to battle his team back into it.
George against Davis. Zubac. Rebound the Lakers. Davis has got 13 rebounds in the game. Conceded. Stolen away. Inside. And that one is stuffed right through.
Well, when Batum spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game. And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Green against Leonard. Feeds it to George. Lets a floater go. It doesn't go for him. Great D that time from James. Here's Mr. Clutch, and it's sent back by George.
Few players have a bigger impact defensively than Paul George. A fixture on the all-defensive team. PG, a nightmare for opponents.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Mann comes in for Marcus Morris. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Here's Davis, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on George.
Man, he's so skilled at finding ways to get to the line. Davis staying aggressive and going at the D.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And so here are the Clippers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. The pass to man. Outside Leonard. Here we go.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Bradley passes to Mr. Clutch. Back to Bradley. Takes it off the glass.
So wide in these spots. When Bradley's team needs a bucket, he loves being the one to take it.
Clippers leading by 5. George looking around. Pass to man. Back to George. Zubats against Davis. Bledsoe. It's blocked. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
This is why they go to him. When the game is tight, he ups his intensity level.
Now here's Bledsoe. D right on him. And here's Leonard from 3. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Leonard on the wing, covered by Green. And Davis sends it back, and he gets it back. And here we go, fast break. James has got it. Baseline try. Second shot opportunity. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Anthony Davis.
Oh, trustworthy in these types of situations. Give Davis the rock.
Leonard against Green. Baseline J. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got his 16th rebound on the night. Here's Mr. Clutch. Oh, and they take the lead. Mr. Clutch has got 41. Neither team here in the fourth generating a lot of separation.
Yeah, it's been a close one. 5 times the lead has switched hands thus far.
Bledsoe dishes to George. Bledsoe outside. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. And Davis sends it back to the paint. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Trying to get something going. And it's George missing. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's a 1-point game. On the wing, Green. Zubats defending. Offensive rebound. Money!
You just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
And the Clippers call time here. They're behind by 3. 52 seconds left in the game. And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
Thank you, David. And so they choose to intentionally foul. There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, and that's an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. The second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Those are big. I mean, turns into a 2-possession game.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 5. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Leonard. Here's George. Good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game. Clippers with the ball.
Can't waste any time here.
And you're right. They desperately need a bucket, and every second matters.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
It's all heart. He does a great job of getting after it.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. From deep 3-point range, misses. And so the Lakers take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Owens, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
Okay, I've got to ask, is there anything you can't do on offense?
I'm sure Coach will give you a whole list of things I need to work on.
Oh, come on, MP. Don't be so modest.
Look, no, I'm being serious. I'm never satisfied. I've got strengths and weaknesses like everybody else. All right, all right.
Hey, MP, does winning Rookie of the Month help gain the respect of the...
You know, I think the way to earn the respect is to be professional. But in the work, don't think you're above the name on the front of the jersey or you deserve some special rule just because you got...
Okay, so would you say you've earned the respect of the vets and the locker room?
Look, I don't want to speak for someone else. You'll have to ask them, but I like to think my approach to the game is worthy of respect. At the same time, you earn respect by being consistent, by never taking shortcuts, so respect won't be earned until I keep doing what I'm doing. The grind is probably the hardest part of playing in the league, and I've got a long way to go to continue to earn that respect, man. All right, no more questions? Thank you.
MP, what can I say? I was wrong about you, brother. You could put together a nice little season here. Rookie of the Year favorite, MVP contentions. It's impressive, no doubt, which is why I hope you don't crack under pressure. Now, I'm not saying you will.
episode.
Hey, we were just sprinkling them around like chocolate chips. All together, you can't stop Team 2K TV.
I mean, look at this play. Let's show it one more time in slow motion. Look at this flashing pass across the court for a Danny three-pointer. That chemistry can't be taught, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, we were covering double duty both on current gen and last gen. So we headed to Concha Del Mar to check out Deck Party.
Deck Party's great because you get 4 different games that you can play. But we decided to take 2 paint protectors in and just see if we could basically mash the ball into the paint, use some 2 towers.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Taking place in the heart of Los Angeles, California, Staples Center, the Spurs taking on the Lakers. For San Antonio, 8th place during the regular season, but that doesn't matter at all. The postseason starts tonight, offering a blank slate. Lakers, Spurs, the NBA playoffs start now. After a long journey through the regular season, the playoffs have finally arrived, and we're set to bring you round 1 action from the West here on 2K Sports. Joined by Hall of Famer Grant Hill, NBA champion Steve Smith, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. This is Brian Anderson. Allie, take it away.
Thanks, Brian. Well, current financial challenges have Commissioner Silver and the league office dusting off proposed.
Boy, Allie, wouldn't that be something? All right, let's check out San Antonio's starting lineup. Johnson and Pirtle, the big men. Murray and White in the backcourt. And it's Vassell in at the 3 spot. And for the Lakers, we've got LeBron James. Also Green out there. Avery Bradley out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Mr. Clutch in at the point guard position. The league announcing the Rookie of the Month honorees. And again, MP taking home the honor.
Yeah, what a great start to MP's career. If you had told me at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have believed he'd be in this position. Showing he's not a flash in the pan. This is a guy who's got what it takes to do something big in the NBA.
To the middle, looking at the Lakers. They had a great season and are expected to control their destiny in this series.
I'll tell you what, it'd be a shock if they didn't run through this series. With that said, we know anything can happen in the postseason.
At the drive, a nice shot by Mr. Clutch.
That's like a horse shot. A very brave shot to go with, but he got it to go.
Now here's Murray. He's closely guarded. It's Pirtle high post. Here's Johnson. And Davis with the block.
This is what AD gives you at that end. He's made the all-defensive first team multiple times.
On the wing, Vassell. Green covering. And it's blocked by Davis. And it goes... out of bounds. That one off Davis. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Here's Murray. Pirtle against Davis. Here's Mr. Clutch. It's stolen. By Johnson. Outside Murray. No good off the back of the rim.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
And Davis gets it to go.
What unselfish play from LeBron. You can tell he wants to get everyone involved.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 6 from the floor. Murray passes to Pirtle. Shots blocked. Johnson against James. Going inside.
He's shaking the hoop. He's actually shaking the whole building.
Oh, what a slam. Look here, the fans going crazy right now. Pass to Pirtle. Here's Vassell. Outside Murray. Outside Johnson. 5 to shoot. Over Green. And once again, off the mark by San Antonio. The Lakers have gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. Here's Mr. Clutch. The shot's good on the assist by James. James has got his 3rd assist of the night. San Antonio trailing here. Knocked away. And here comes the break. Here's Mr. Clutch. Defended by Murray. The layup misses. And for San Antonio, they're shooting just 25% from the field in the first quarter to the paint. Now, here is James. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. Young, he's checked in for San Antonio.
Number 12.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Time called here. San Antonio decides to talk it over.
All right. Look who's coming under the court. Get loud. Here they are. Your Laker girls. Let's give them a big round of applause. Your Laker girls dance team.
San Antonio with the ball. 9-point game. Murray passes to Young. And he makes it.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Well, they're having a lot of success from mid-range in the first half. Always nice to have that jumper to fall back on.
Also, their passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists. That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim, just couldn't capitalize.
Johnson passes to Murray. Pass to White. 6 to shoot. Hook loose. Spurs need to get one up here. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Now Los Angeles with it. They're on an 11-3 run.
Great leadership by LeBron James. What a pass. He's telling everyone, be aggressive, trust one another, make plays for each other.
With the 10-footer, Murray, no good.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Here's Mr. Clutch. And the shot goes. He's got 13. And this, the first time that MP gets to experience playoff basketball. Grant, nothing quite like it.
Yes, indeed. And as a rookie, MP is in for an experience unlike any other. There's a reason it's called the second season.
And it's Murray finishing it off.
Beautiful find by Derek White. When you start your career with Coach Popovich, you either make the next pass or you don't get minutes.
Ooh, a great look there. Brought to you by the AT&T 5G Slam Cam.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
Well, San Antonio shooting 33% in the first quarter.
He was too aggressive. That's already his second foul. We haven't even gotten...
too when I turn it on. Can't handle my behavior when I turn it on. Too fast and fast, life don't last, don't get through it all. It's who you wanna be. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. Rose, I might pull up flexing on it like a rope. I might tell your girl you cute about it like God. Standing on the table. Let me turn out when I turn it on. You know how I get to when I turn it on. Can't handle my behavior when I turn it on. Too fast and fast, like don't last, don't been through it all. It's who you wanna be. I might bring them Brooklyn out on all this court. I might bring them out and tell them do it. You already know, Rose. Make it turn up, baby, turn up when I. You already know.
Gonna turn up and get that advance. Ain't stingy, she brought me up. Checked up the temperature, I forgot this cash. Checked the flex on it. I'm talking that I'ma flex on this. Canary yellow, could guess with the clothes. Crushing this auto, my VVS froze. Turning up green like everything go. Need interpreters, I don't need to talk to you. I need a translator for this. So many anxieties, I'm standing cold. Ice spaghetti, y'all. So cold. Beat up the. Amelia, fool, she keep all the secrets. Solitary diamond, solitary. Ready to go slide and bang. Say none of my complaint for the campaign.
Turn up, baby, turn up when I turn it on.
Keep it lighter.
You know how I get to when I turn it on.
Got a couple models that
can't handle my behavior when I turn it on. Too fast and fast, life don't last, don't get through it all. It's who you wanna be. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. And I know you won't tell nobody, no. Rose.
I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that. I'm body. I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that loud commotion. We causing a commotion. I put it in motion. I put it in motion. Loud commotion. We causing a commotion. Icy as in the whole man. I hit the road in an all-white van. I keep a fresh set up on my hands. You don't like me, but you on my gram. How you look, how you sound? I'm a boss, I'm a brat, hard to handle. I'm a real life mood, a real life muse. Got some pretty in my sandals. I can't help I was born like this. Ain't my fault that you want my drip. Little bit of could have been my friend. Now you gotta listen while I pop my fast. I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that. My body, I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in last. I'm hitting that gas. I'm hitting that loud commotion. We causing a commotion. I put it in motion. I put it in motion. Loud commotion. We causing a commotion. Rule number one, never be number two. Got the candy apple loops, hit the gas and I zoom. Mad cause I'm rich and I'm young and I'm cute. All eyes on me when I step in the room. You stay with my name in your mouth. Don't your get tired, that's a mouthful. When I wear my jewels and sip my juice, need a couple Cuban links for some big boots. I can't help I was born like this. Ain't my fault that she want my drip. Little bit of could have been my friend. Now you gotta watch while I win. I'm coming. Hitting that gas. I'm hitting that loud commotion. We causing a commotion. I put it in motion. I put it in motion. Loud commotion. We causing a commotion. My back is aching, my too tight. You mad as that I shine so bright. My back is aching, my too tight. I know that's right. My back is aching, my too tight. You mad as that I shine so bright. My